To continue from the point that I stopped regarding the talking of the dolphins, here I would like to all of you to note that the sense of identification and the continuous greedy nature of man to satisfy himself or themselves for their own needs is something that is very striking. We ourselves are responsible for it, for their sadness, for their depression. If we wish to be free, it is at the cost of the others, at the cost of these animals who are actually speechless, or we are incapable of understanding their words, their mode of communication. To continue with the poem, I would like here to talk about the theme and few other points before I move on to the literary devices. In this poem, the poet Carroll and Duffy, by giving a voice to these voiceless creatures and pointing at the crimes of man, has committed against other life forms. The poem also emerges as a fine example of the eco-critical writing. As mentioned earlier, this entire monologue uses a plural instead of a singular. Throughout the poem, it is we. The dolphin is speaking as we instead of an I, which suggests that it is not an isolated case. It is a community feeling. The mode of oppression exercised by man extends over a large number of creatures. This sense of solidarity of the oppression, of the oppressed, highlighted by the collective noun we, lends a great magnitude to the voice of the oppressed. This poem we can see as a commentary on the power of relation between man and the vast swaths of society that have faced the full force of oppression based on their gender, race, caste, creed, or nationality. Regarding this animal cruelty, if you read about Ted Hughes' Hawk Roosting, it is another remarkable poem that talks about animal cruelty. The poem bears a strong feminist undertone. This is very important. You must note it that this poem bears a strong feminist undertone, by the virtue of which the word we could be used to designate the women who have been marginalized in the socio-economic power structures that are deeply embedded in our society. The repeated use of the man as the oppressor and the collective noun us lends some weight to this reading. Thus, we can argue that by using the trope of animals, Duffy is also highlighting the forms of oppression within the human society, where various sections of the society are denied agency and those lives have been reduced to mere existence. The literary devices primarily used here first is anthropomorphism, morphism, morphism. Anthropomorphism. The dolphins feel and act like humans. They try to communicate among themselves, between themselves as humans. So this is an example of anthropomorphism. And next is the alliteration. Alliteration occurs in the phrases like deepen to dream. Another is silver skin. So the two here mentioned that deepen to dream and the silver skin, as you will notice, are the few literary devices that are used here. Along with this poem, so I would like you to remember some of the remarkable poems that talks about animal cruelty. You can note it down for easier reference, and this will make your answers also appear unique because you have referred to some other poems which is outside your syllabus. One is by Robert Henryson, The Paddock and the Mouse. Next is by Anna Seward, An Old Cat's Dying Soliloquy. Next is Robert Burns, To a Mouse. John Clare's poem titled Badger, Emily Dickinson's poem named She Sights a Bird, She Chuckles. This is written as She Sights a Bird, hyphenated, then She Chuckles. Thomas Hardy's A Popular Personage at Home, Elizabeth Bishop's The Fish, Lawrence Ferlinghetti's Dog, Philip Larkin's At Grass, Ted Hughes' View of a Pig, and as I already mentioned, Hawk Roosting. So these poems are some of the ones that you can talk about while discussing about this remarkable eco-critical writing by Carol Ann Duffy. If you want me to discuss about these other poems also, please mention it in your comment section. Then I will elaborate and you will face no difficulty in writing answers regarding this. One possible thing that might come to the reader's mind is whether this poem, The Dolphins by Carol Ann Duffy, is a protest against the exploitation of the wildlife or not. So I would like to discuss this point with you so that from this you can understand more clearly whether this poem is just a protest poem or just a hint that these animals are simply creatures that are powerless to act. The dolphins here in the poem speak collectively, as I have already mentioned here, and you also see that throughout the poem the dolphin is speaking as we. The captured dolphins, they speak collectively about their cruel incarceration, the way they are kept, the cramped aquarium, then the drill from dawn to dusk. There is no hope, there is total loss of hope about deliverance from such wretchedness. This monotony, this depression, this lament echoes in our ears and our hearts a sense of pathos. No human being with an iota of compassion can bear to hear out the wail of these imprisoned dolphins without any feeling of turmoil in their conscience. Yes, we feel guilty at our treatment. If you look at some recent incidents here, you will find that how vile human beings can be at times in their treatment of the animals. Whether it is treating of the pet animals, whether it is treating of the wild animals, killing them is just a matter of a few minutes, where they do not think twice of torturing them. Yes, in the poem, you will get hints of the dolphins protesting, though it may seem that okay, they are powerless to act, they are only thinking and dreaming of their own returning to their habitat, which is practically impossible, but nevertheless they protest. The protest may not lead to their release into the wild again, but the protest shakes the foundation of our collective sensitiveness. As it appeals, as they are speaking together collectively, at the same time it appeals to our conscience also collectively. So it hits us hard. The protest is very powerful, it is poignant and nerve-wracking. We are moved. By penning this poem, Duffy has succeeded in arousing our conscience to the sin that we all commit in participating in this game rooted in cruelty and torture. And the reason for this cruelty and torture is just our amusement, just for fun and earning money. It is high time that we all begin to see our guilt in perpetuating the exploitation of the wildlife. That brings us to the discussion of the dolphins. Hope you like this poem and empathize with the dolphins, and the next time you see animal cruelty, you too stand in protest against them, the people who are committing them. Stay tuned to this channel One Stop All Poetry Solution for more updates, because the next poem is coming soon. Enjoy the poem, happy learning, and thanks for watching the video. If you have any doubts, confusions, or you want further discussion on this, Please feel free to ask and comment in the comment section. I will share the link of the first video in the description as well as in the comment section. Do look it up before you move on to this second part. Like, share, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. For if you want to write an excellent answer in your exam, you must follow One Stop All Poetry Solution, because this is the only channel where you get all the materials without any distraction. Thank you. Happy learning.